e se ne va. La capolista se ne va. La capolista se ne va. La capolista se ne va. E se ne va. La capolista se ne va. La capolista se ne va. La capolista se ne va. E se ne va. What is good, guys? Lecce 0, Inter 4. I'm back. Been a couple of weeks, no live stream, no proper, schedule on the channel, no proper videos. At Inter, they're not back. They're just continuing on this train, this Inzaghi demone Inzaghi train. This season just keeps chugging along. Well, not chugging along. It's going all full speed, killing every single team in their path at the moment. And honestly, I'll be honest with you guys. If I did a preview for this game, I would have predicted this is the game that we were going to drop points, because I thought, there's at some point this Inter team has to drop some points, which is nothing wrong with it. And all this rotation because of the injury issues and a couple of things like that. Let's put this down slightly. A couple of things like that. I thought 1-1, 2-2, that was going to be my prediction. But wow, the fact that this Inter team, Inzaghi has them so perfectly drilled now, perfectly in tune with each other, perfectly synchronized, perfect chemistry. Even now, we're talking B team, because today was B team, because Lautaro came in, Hakan was out, Frattesi started, Sanchez started. This was a B team, and even with the B team, 4-0. Imagine if the A team started. This was with the B team, and as CQ Chia says, like we're in a league of our own at the moment. I mean, I know we play in Serie A, but we're doing what Napoli were doing last year. We're just steamrolling every single team. We're playing the style of football, the way that we do it, the confidence that we do it with, the ease that we do it with, and the different ways that we do it with. We're just running away with this league at the moment. It doesn't matter what Juve. On the other hand, today Juve, they won their game, last minute winner. Oh yeah, this may be them coming back into it, but no, we killed those hopes straight away. Still got that game in hand. Nice, still 9-point lead ahead of Juve. Great position to be in, and then keeps us in a nice frame of mind for the return leg against Atletico as well, because now we were able to rest some players. We were able to sub out even some big players in the second half, which means we can go into that Atletico Madrid second leg with a nice, confident and clear mind. And of course, today we are sipping that limoncello. Yeah, this season has become more like it used to be Limone Bowl, but maybe this season we call Inzaghi Demone, demon. Maybe it's Demone Bowl, but I still love the Limone Bowl term and the sipping on limoncello, because when you have a fresh limoncello, from one of those farms down in the south of Italy, it doesn't. There's no better digestif than a limoncello out there, in my opinion. This game showed pure demone, heavy rotation. We even saw, as we say, even saw Akin Sanmiro. We never see youngsters out there. Christian Petit, this is the guy. Akin Sanmiro is my personal favorite from the Primavera team. And it's real when Inzaghi's putting out youngsters out there from the Primavera, that this is a very, very comfortable scoreline. At the same time, it was 4-0, but maybe a little bit harsh on Lecce. Lecce weren't as bad as the scoreline shows. There were a few point moments where we probably could have been punished, but they didn't. But overall, really, really good. And it was very stress-free game, apart from the first 10-20 minutes. One of the easiest games as an Inter fan this season. Tarek says, give Inzaghi a contract extension ASAP. Especially with all those, I don't know if you guys see on social media, all those clips are now going viral. Our build up from the back, some of the style of play that we have, some of the goals that we scored. Inzaghi is becoming a man in demand. Maybe a little bit late. We as Inter fans know that he should, he should have been in demand from the big just the richer teams, Premier League teams. But as the season is going on, he's got one more year on his contract, and I think Beppe needs to get that extension done probably as soon as possible. Yeah, Ahmad says the same thing as me. We're literally in a league of our own at the moment. Literally. Noor, hope you are doing well. Look at Noor. He's got his profile picture now updated with the San Siro in the back from the live game. Yes, King Darian, we are back with a live stream. We are back, brother. Frattesi, Carlos Augusto, very good, but very limited players. I mean, we know what the limitations are, but great performance from both of those guys today. Really, really impressed. I think Frattesi's up there, probably as one of the man of the match players. What a season to be an Inter fan. Yeah. I mean, a few that we have to admit, even the seasons that haven't gone well, like this last, since Spalletti, since Conte came in, it has been a good time to be an Inter fan. Like, sometimes we are quite harsh on this team in terms of we almost act like we've been winning all of our history. We win Scudetto every season, but we won it 19 times if you think about it in the 100-year history. But since I've been an Inter fan, of course, apart from that Mancini Mourinho era, this period is not really that bad of a time. It's just I think Serie A in general isn't that where it needs to be. But Inter the last 4 or 5 years, it's not been a bad time to be Inter fan. Yes, we've had some ups and then some downs. Losing the Scudetto to Milan, of course, that one still burns in the back of our mind. But in general, last 4 or 5 years have not been bad at all. Bets up all over the place. Forza Inter, Debbie Kerr Mafia in the house. Missed you guys. Hope you are doing well. And Ian, hope you are singing that song nicely in that house. And I hope the kids know about that song too. I want the Kerr Mafia Juniors to be also singing that song. Sharif, missed you as well, brother. Missed you as well. Hope you are doing well. Team A or Team B? Same result. Marvel Lawson, 100%. Mighty Mo also thought, like me, it would have been a much closer game. Matteo says, shaking the first half, but our subs got the job done convincingly. Grande Lautaro, Akin Sanmiro was balling. Yeah, Akin Sanmiro, good debut. And yeah, maybe we need to change the boy's name. Maybe the M just needs to be changed to an S, right? Akin Sansiro. It's right there. Akin Sansiro. We might have to have a chat with his parents because it's not his first name. That's his second name. So we need to convince his dad and his mom to maybe change the M to an S. Strasbourg Steve, make sure you guys check him out. Great channel. There's lots of live watch-alongs and match reactions and stuff like that for European football in general. Inter best team in Europe for me. I mean, it's always hard not to be biased, but even outside, I watch a lot of Premier League football. Man City are starting to go back to that level. Arsenal are starting to do better, but then they got beat by Porto the other day. Yeah, I mean, obviously Leverkusen and maybe that team that you could say are maybe because they're unbeaten still, aren't they? This whole season still. But yeah, we're definitely, I would say we're top 3 for sure in Europe at the moment. And I just hope that, we can show that in Europe as well when it matters. Yeah, Barella came on as a CDM today. Something that we used to see quite often when Conte was here, when Brozovic was subbed off, because we didn't used to have a vice Brozovic back then. It used to be Brozovic or nothing pretty much. But the few times that Brozovic was subbed out or suspended, we saw Barella used to play as a regista. And in my opinion, long term, that is Barella's position. As long as he kind of calms his game down a little bit. Obviously, we know his short fuse and those kind of attitude issues, and just his decision making in general becomes more risk averse. I see Barella, especially as he slows down as well. I think I see Barella. I've said it since the Conte times. I see his long-term future as a regista, Barella, to be honest. But yeah, came on for Aslani. Obviously, we knew as soon as the yellow card was for Aslani, the countdown begins for the Inzaghi substitution. Ian says 4 goals scored in each of our 3 last league games. Wow, what a stat. Yeah, we really are just brushing apart teams. Just like, what's this? Get off, man. Get off. what's the Lecce? What's the Salernitana? Get off me, man. Leave me alone and let me get my second star. He's young, but he's super strong, which is usually a problem from youngsters. Yeah, but at the same time, it's also a bit of a curse because at Primavera level, when you're stronger than the other boys, then it's easy for you to stand out. And then you come to the big boys game, and your physicality doesn't really make much of a difference. But yeah, he's definitely already built for this game. The distance from Juve is still way too little. Yeah. I'm not one of those guys that I'm Filippo. Don't worry, I'm not one of those guys that's saying that we've won this. It's game over. Juve are out of this until we get that mathematical calculation confirmation that it's all well and truly done. That's when we'll really talk about second star secured. But until then, I'm the same as you, as Filippo. We are damaged over the years. Maybe the younger Inter fans are not the same, but if you've watched Inter over the years, especially Inter going up against Juve, you can never be too sure. Although maybe it's we are maybe a bit too damaged at the moment. The way that we're playing and the way Juve are playing, we should be a bit more confident about getting the second star over the line. Since Atalanta have to play full squad against Milan and they play us at fully rested, we are in the driving. So yeah, that's a great point, my team. A great point. Atalanta, we play them on Wednesday, and Atalanta have to play later today against Milan. So obviously the same amount of rest time as us, literally, but they won't be able to rotate like we did today. They're gonna have to go full strength. So that should, in theory, help us. And we're at home against Atalanta as well. Hey, my brother Anthony's also here. I'm sure he's also gonna do his match reaction at some point. Hopefully his work is not keeping him too busy. Work was keeping me too busy as well, by the way, guys. Recently, I really apologize. Last week, 2 weeks really. These are the times when I really sometimes I think in the back of my head, I've always said I don't maybe want to do this full time, this YouTube and content creation, but sometimes I really do wish when these very busy periods at work where I'm I just want to watch Inter and talk to people about Inter or Serie A, calcio, football in general. I just don't do this. This is when I get those kind of doubts in my mind. But apologies, especially for channel members. You guys, contribute monthly to this channel with your £3. I know that's a coffee these days, or maybe not even a coffee if you go to Costa Coffee or Starbucks or these types of places. But I really still do appreciate and feel bad for you guys when but I really appreciate that at these times as well, your contribution, because it keeps the channel ticking over. Matteo Bruni, 4 goals in the last 3 league games and 2 against. Crazy. 2 against, yeah. I mean, the defending as well. I mean, going forward, we're amazing. But another clean sheet. We're coming for that record. 21 clean sheets, I believe, the record is for Jan Sommer and a team in general. So we're coming for that. Yeah, we are. We're being a bit PSG or Bayern, and not this year, but usually Liga and Bundesliga wrapped up. By February, March, you already know who the winner is by a considerable margin. What do you think of Aslani? I think it was good. I don't know what people want from Aslani. As I always say, when Aslani plays, give me Aslani with the starting team. Whenever Aslani starts, is with the B team, and then you're judging him because he's playing with the B team, and they're all out of sync and out of well, today actually worked out, but in general, we're always judging Aslani when he's starting with the B team, and Frattesi as well. I always see a lot of criticism sometimes, not unjust, but still maybe over the top for Frattesi, Aslani. But they both, a lot of the times when they've started, this was Frattesi's 3rd start of the season in Serie A. With these guys, it's hard to judge them when they're not being played, when they're with the full starter team. And yeah, today again, I thought Aslani was good. Got an amazing assist as well. So I really don't know what people want from Aslani sometimes. Oh my God! That I'm out of sync completely. Thank you, Mattia, for reminding the people. Always on job. Like, please, the stream. Like for every goal that we scored. Like for the Aslani assist. Like for Lautaro reaching 101 goals in Serie A. Like for the Frattesi goal. Like for the Vrij goal. So yeah, thank you, Mattia. Brate, always reminding me. Frattesi has 5G, 5.8. Wow, look at that insane stat for someone who doesn't play much. 100%, Matteo. 100%. But I'm trying Frattesi might be there for Mickey, but Mickey still blows Frattesi out the water. Yeah, like I've always said this is Frattesi's learning season. I'm gonna give him this season. I'm not gonna really judge him too much, but even then, learning season from midfield, having 5G, 10 GA in total. That's amazing. Per la gente, okay, hope you're doing well, Daniel. Hope you are doing well. And yeah, we also got, of course, Zielinski coming in next season. I can see our subs getting much better now compared to, yeah, you can see that slowly, even the substitutes now are starting to improve as well. We are close to guarantee our in target UCLs for Muhammad. Oh god. I'm surprised that Morata hasn't said that comment as well. Like, because Allegri has been saying about Juve, like, oh yeah, our goal is just UCL qualification. We're not going for the Scudetto. I'm surprised, like someone like Morata or even Inzaghi himself, because he usually last few seasons was saying it, but now he knows this season he's been saying it since the start that this goal is second star, so he can't even hide anymore. The bread and butter comes first. We are going nowhere, Shams. Yeah, 100%, Debbie. Always appreciate you. And yeah, we'll get into it now. Anastasis, I've got my screenshots ready to go, and we'll discuss it. Who the man of the match is? You guys drop it in the comments, and whilst I go through the screenshots and see what you guys are saying. I think top 3 players I probably put Frattesi, Lautaro. I think the Vrij was good as well. Carlos Augusto was good as well. It was one of those performances I can't really pick out one key. Sanchez was good as well. Got an assist. I think this was probably maybe Sanchez's best game or one of his. I think the Salzburg game maybe, but this was right up there. The bar is low with Sanchez, but I thought he had a good game. Frattesi has the same amount of Serie A goals as Leao. Wow, the Serie A MVP, the star boy. That is hilarious. I'm sure Snudgets Perisnitch is cooking up a beautiful tweet to get Milanisti triggered by that one. And yes, we show like for a 51 plus goal difference scored by Marotta himself. Also, we still hold that. I mean, people were saying that when I posted that a few weeks ago, they're like, "Oh, you jinxed it! You're jinxing it." But we're still holding it. Still not conceded after the 75th minute this season. English Allegri. Yeah, I don't even know, because Allegri in Italian, he speaks in this Tuscan, sarcastic Tuscan way. So I don't really know how I would, replicate that in English. But I guess I'll just go for like, basic English accent. Hey, Tommy's there, and the Niger boy. Unfortunately, the son in Akin Samira. So yeah. Oh, so the son in Akin Samira is pronounced more like Sun with a soft and soon. So Akin Miro, like that. But yeah, anyway, we got a petition now, Tommy. We got a petition to change Akin San Miro's the M to the S, so Akin San Siro. We need to change the boy's name. If Milan was one to Leao, 100 million, yeah, probably. But at the same time, they rely on him so much. All of their game is just relied on like Leao and Inshallah. But anyway, let's get into the screenshots prepared for you guys. Lots of rotation when we played, and that's why, as I said, if you watched me do the preview for this game, which doesn't exist, but if I did a preview for this game, I would have predicted a 1-1 or a 2-2, because I thought so much rotation. At some point, we need to drop some points. Audero in goal, like, there might be some shakiness, and the Lecce are a difficult team, especially at their stadium. King Giuseppe Meazza. So really impressed. Audero with a clean sheet in the end, and the whole team, with a solid defensive performance. And Inzaghi, showing that slowly, even the substitutes are now getting up to par with the starters. And Bisek starting, I really like that. I think Pavard, since he came back from injury, kind of pretty much has been playing non-stop, so it was good to get Pavard some rest time. So Bisek, good performance. And the second goal pretty much came from Bisek's run. He drove the ball 40-50 meters with the ball, and kind of created the opportunity. In general, defensively, he was solid, and on the ball, we know he's just really solid. So he's becoming another guy that's becoming a certainty now. Like, if I would maybe even put him ahead of Darmian in terms of if maybe in a big game, if let's say Pavard gets injured ahead of the Atletico game. I'm just talking about a hypothetical. There maybe like Darmian, you might still go for Darmian just because of the experienced head. But in general, he's really like pushing Bisek, I would say now. Like if Pavard's out, it's 50-50 for me between him and Darmian at the right centre back position. So no, Hakan wasn't injured. It was a muscular fatigue, which is, I guess, a kind of an injury. So he was on the bench. Inzaghi took him on the bench, but just wasn't ready to actually play or even come on as a sub. Jan Sommer, luckily, is not injured, just flu-like symptoms, or flu symptoms, not flu-like. So he was out. So none of the two are actually like injured, which is good. Just precaution, I would say. Hakan, maybe he needs to like just get a test because that is a muscular fatigue, so it can last a few days sometimes, but usually should keep him out just for a game, hopefully. Anyway, we definitely can't complain much tonight. Daniel thought he was same as Omar. No, well, I don't know, maybe, but what the Italian commentator was saying, the one I was listening to on the Zone, he was saying that Hakan had a muscular fatigue. Hakan was also on a suspension, so I probably would have rested him, regardless, Matteo, if that's true. Thuram injury, they said the other day, they said 15 days, right? So he should be back just in time for the second leg against Atletico. That's what the report said anyway. But first 10-15 minutes, it wasn't easy. I thought what was going to be my prediction was turning out to be true. Lecce were making life difficult, and we weren't really we didn't really get going, and obviously that's because of all the changes as well. Missing Hakan, missing Barella from the start, missing Pavard, missing Bastoni. But you can see here, look how high Lecce were pressing. They're making life difficult. Aslani was being kind of man-marked, as often our registas are. And we were losing the ball. Lautaro and Sanchez. Sanchez was a bit better, actually, I would say, than Lautaro in terms of holding up the ball a couple of times. Lautaro was losing the ball a little bit too much. But that was the first 15-20 minutes. But after that, this is what changed the game, really, and the floodgates opened up after this. Aslani picks up the ball. Beautiful outside of the boot pass to Lautaro, who makes a great run. Baschirotto keeps him onside. Very poor defending from Lecce, really. Beautiful pass into the space from Aslani. Lautaro keeps the defender behind him, and then this is such a trademark finish by Lautaro, isn't it? Like, there's not many other strikers in world football that I would trust to score a goal when they're sliding. Remember that goal he scored against Barcelona in the Champions League away? He used to do this a lot, actually. The first couple of 2 or 3 years, Lautaro used to do this a lot. He always used to fall over a lot of shooting, but now he does it less. But he still has that little trait of even if he overruns the ball a bit, he's able to just get the shot away, and a great finish, in the way that he finished it. Past Falcone, who is a good goalkeeper. And that was 14th, 15th minute there, and that kind of opened up the game for us, because then Lecce opened up a little bit more as well. The day Aki San Siro gets his first goal, I'm gonna lose it. You're gonna have to mute me in the chat. Yeah, bro, me too. I'm a big fan. I thought Inzaghi should have given him his debut already last season. There was the rumors, and he was on the bench for one of the games. I think it was the Napoli away game. But I would keep. So next season with Klaassen, he has only 1 year contract. He's going. Sensi's going. So that's 2 centimeters out, and obviously we got Zielinski coming in. But as a Klaassen replacement or a Sensi replacement, whatever you want to say, I would rather keep a guy like Akin Sanmiro. I know that probably isn't good for his development in terms of he doesn't get many minutes. But cost-wise, this guy will barely earn anything. And just have something a bit fresh rather than Klaassen. What does he really do? Even guys to just run around anyway. Akin Sanmiro will do that, or someone like that. I'd rather have that, and especially we've got some expensive renewals coming in. The Barella renewal, the Lautaro renewal. I think it makes sense. I would I would force Inzaghi to have more of these options as like 5th, 6 options in other positions as well, up front as well. Maybe Carboni back. I know again, I'm against it. I don't like when young players, don't get playing time, so it's kind of stunts their development. But at the same time, it probably will help someone like I think Casemiro just being around the team all the time and being on the bench, coming on here and there, rather than being sent for like dirty Serie B loan where he maybe gets 15, 20 games, but doesn't really get much out of that. So yeah, I'm happy to see Akin Sanmiro. Frattesi and Aslani moving me, not gonna lie. Yeah, I think maybe overall game, this might have been Frattesi's best game, I think, until now at Inter. Goal, assist, but not just that, just in general, his game was a bit cleaner today. Defensively, he was solid. Yes, still made some mistakes, some technical mistakes, some passes mistake. But overall game, I think this was the most complete game I've seen from Frattesi at Inter. Looks like I've not really read the news around Hakan, but the commentator I was listening to, Gordo, he just said it was a fatigue for Hakan. So I hope he was right, but I've not really read around it. Aslani for me was man of the match. Anastasis, yeah. I mean, I think you could say that he's only played 55 minutes, so yeah, we can't give him man of the match for that. And as soon as he got the yellow, he was going to be subbed off. But he deserves a shout. Fun fact about UCL game, Atleti dropped points at home twice, but Inter haven't lost a single away game this season. Yeah, I think they drew again the other day, didn't they, Atleti? So they're not coming into the game with good confidence. And yeah, Seeker of Truth, definitely go back and watch the game when you can. Forta Internick, hope you are doing well, brother. Bobo Vieira used to do that too. Yeah, Bobo Vieira used to do these sliding finishes too. We did it to Aslani in his first season with us, so it's not bad to keep him next season. Yeah, but Aslani is a bit different. We're talking about, Klaasen's really getting like charity minutes. He's getting literally like 5-10 minutes at the end of a game, where Aslani is kind of being groomed to become that next starting CDM. The Klaasen/Sensi role is you're literally just talking about charity minutes here and there. So really, I'm 50-50 about it. But as the season goes on, and especially in terms of financially, to me, it just makes sense to have a guy like that rather than a Klaasen or a Sensi who are earning, $1 million, $2 million a year to just run around for a little bit. Yeah, but then it depends which Serie A club. Like with Fabian, like Giovanni Fabian, who's gone to Bologna now. That's a good loan, or like obviously they bought him, but that's a good place to go. Or a Sassuolo, where young players are given a chance. Who's the coach? That's really important. Like Thiago Motta, like we just knew that Fabian going to Thiago Motta, that's a good move. Sassuolo usually give a chance to young players. Empoli are a good club, even though they might get relegated, but that the player is going to play a lot of minutes. So you need to pick. Well, I guess you can't pick really because usually the offer comes in from a club, but you have to try and pick the right option for the player too. I was dead wrong about this team. Thought we'd draw because of the injury. Yeah, same Nick Snox. As I said, if I did a match preview, I would have been completely wrong because I would have just said a 1-1 or a 2-2. Yeah, no, 100%. Like, yeah, on the Conte, I keep saying the more time goes on, that Conte Scudetto season keeps going down in my like ranking, because it's, when you think about it, we only really started clicking in that Conte season after January, after we got kicked out of the Champions League by Shakhtar. And obviously after, when you've got 7 days to prepare for a game, less fatigue, less things to worry about, and you've outspent all of the competition, and you've got a Juve on the off season, that Scudetto season kind of is really important still, like, because that really is the foundation of everything in this team, that Scudetto winning season. But in terms of really how good was that as a performance overall, it has gone down. Because this, what Inzaghi is doing with this team is, performing on multiple fronts, style of football as well, which is getting recognized, worldwide. Whereas, Conte's one was a little bit more gritty, and there was nice. Obviously, some of those patterns of play on the Conte were also. I'm not going to say. I'm not trying to undermine what Conte did. Some of the style of football on the Conte and some of those predetermined patterns that Conte does is just, those are really nice as well. And obviously with the Hakimi, Lukaku on the counter, like we were just deadly. But the style of football, this is better. Like we can't lie, this is just nice on the eye, and we're getting this worldwide recognition as well. So yeah, 100%, Tommy. I can't blame you for having this high at the moment. Shakira says it's really early to judge Buchanan, yeah. But did you notice he's always struggling to balance? He dribbles one, two defense forwards the ground on his own. Well, I think he's a little bit harsh. Like, I think he's been fouled. Like, he came on today, and yeah, he's doing that, Perisic step over and boom, goes. But I thought he was fouled on the 2 times he fell over today. I thought he was actually fouled. I think he's maybe he needs to learn how to like sell it better to the referee. But both of those times, he actually beat the guy. And then the guy sticks his leg out and he falls over, which when at the speed he's doing it at, those little touches, maybe it looks soft, but that trips you over because the way how quickly he's doing it, like boom, boom, he goes one way, the other. He's got such quick acceleration that even like a little touch from the guy defending him can send him over. So I can see why you think he's kind of struggling for balance, but I think he's today. I think he was harshly judged. I think he should see. I think he should have got fouls for some of those things. 6 more points of a match I score from last season. Wow, that's crazy. That's crazy. But that shows you how bad of a season we had last year, which was overshadowed by the Champions League final. We had an awful season last year in Serie A, guys. The worst since Spalletti in Serie A, because 12 losses is just unacceptable. But obviously we did other things like the final and the Supercoppa and the Coppa Italia win. Yeah, it has been a long time, Mr. Turnup. It has been a long time, but that's when you know that the scoreline is comfy, when Inzaghi is bringing on not just Buchanan, but yeah, a youngster from the Primavera in San Miro. That's when you know we are comfy. Milan Atalanta starting soon. Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that whilst we are here. Hopefully, Atalanta. I don't really have a horse in either race, but it's always good to see Milan losing. If we can get the job done against Atalanta next week and you would drop a few points, we can play this lineup in the league and go, yeah, 100%. I want to see like Akin Samiro starting if we can get the second star wrapped up soon. Lauti 30 goals, maybe. Yeah, that was my prediction in terms of, people were asking, like, do you reckon Lautaro can break Immobile's record, and Higuain or match the 36? I said, I don't think he's going to get to 36, also because he doesn't take penalties, but I think he can get to 30. But I don't think he's going to get to 36 because how many matches have we got left? So we're on 25, so we got 13. So yeah, I think he can get another 10. I reckon, yeah, he can get 10, I would say 9-10 goals in the next 13 games. I think he can do that because I think Inzaghi will also rotate him a bit more as the season goes on now. But yeah, definitely. I think if Lautaro doesn't reach 30 goals now, I think he'll kick himself. If he doesn't reach it this season, I think he'll kick himself. But I'll be honest, I don't care if Lautaro doesn't score from. I think with 22 he'll still win the Capo Cannoniere. I want Lautaro to score those big Champions League goals now, because that's where his performances have been kind of a little bit less good. And especially to get his well, it's not about his reputation, but to be a real world-class striker, you need to do it at international level and Champions League level. And we haven't seen that yet from Lauti, unfortunately. But it also means more attention on Lauti. It's kind of those, you win on one side and you lose on one side. But I want him to have that big Champions League night where, the world says like, wow, okay, people were talking about Osimhen, people were talking about Vlahovic, but okay, this is the king of Serie A, but not just Serie A. Like, this is a really world-class striker, and maybe, that World Cup blip, it was just a blip. We shouldn't be judging this guy off that. I want Lautaro to be like known now, like this is the real deal. What you saw at the World Cup, which is what people judge him off. I want them to see this is, a proper world-class striker, and maybe the best striker in the world right now. Best looking style of football I've ever seen in our jersey, to be honest. Champagne football, or limoncello ball. Bobby Marley, limoncello ball. Inzaghi's football is a lot more complete than Conte, 100%. Limone ball better than Conte Nacho. I like that Conte Nacho. 137 people, 5 likes. Oh, I mean, it probably has an updated language tour. Oh yeah, language tours. Whilst you're here, language tours. He's a notorious Aslani hater. Let us know, language tours, what your thoughts was on this Aslani performance and this beautiful Aslani assist. Has he changed your mind yet, or are you still anti-Aslani on the anti-Aslani train? Bobby Marley says Inzaghi over Conte. Conte needs a big bang role, not just to make. Yeah, I mean that stat. If you saw that, Inzaghi's got more wins combined than Conte and Spalletti already. That stat they showed the other day on IFTV. Yeah, there's no comparison on that. Everyone get the likes up so Sharma can stream full time. Well, it's not going to happen. I know that it's a pipe dream. I'm working in a way too much of a small niche for this to become full time. Unless I start making, Premier League or Champions League content and things like that, it's just not going to work. Or when just Juve did, Beppe did, get actually hired by Juve, and then does this as alongside that. He needs. Oh, imagine that! A Wanda Metropolitano hat trick. Winning the league, playing one game a week while also paying most of his squad is not. That's what I mean. Like the amount of money we invested that season, like we literally bankrolled. Lukaku was like 75 million, Hakimi 40 million, and Vidal the wages, Alexis's wages. Like that was an expensive team that we put together, which was in theory to take down that 9 season in a row Juventus, which is true. But at the same time, that Juventus under Pirlo was not the same Juve. We also obviously contributed to the downfall that season. But when you look at it, who were we competing against? Who finished second was Milan, Pioli's first full season at Milan. If you lose the Scudetto to that Milan, a bit embarrassing, to be honest. So, but again, we needed that. We were coming off our Banta era, coming off those 2, decent, good seasons under Spalletti, but we needed to step up to that level. So Conte are still 100%. That was the guy that we needed to hire to get rid of that loser mentality we had going in the team, that, Banta era leftover. Like Conte had to come in and just clean house, get rid of Icardi, get rid of, the guys like Nangolan, bring in discipline. That had to be done. But was it that impressive of a job? The more time goes on, as I'm saying, I'm not convinced. Noor says he can reach the 36 goals. But I'm just being realistic, bro. I'm just being realistic. Yeah, he can do it. Like, it's again 13 games left. He needs to score 14 goals, so he probably can do it. But in my opinion, realistically, he's going to get to 30. But I think, yeah, that's 30, 31, I'm reckoning, and that's his ceiling. Wrote in Discord, I might start calling him Aslani. Wow, that's already a big step up, right? Taking out one of the S's to actually call him by his actual name. Maybe did lose that Milan next season. That was embarrassing. Yeah, but I'm giving that was purely his first season, so they were already building up slowly, and we were, what happened to us the season after Knicks Knocks. It was Inzaghi came in, Lukaku left, Conte left, Ericsson thing happened, and Hakimi left. Like, it wasn't easy. Let me save that comment, Ian, for maybe the end. Icardi only got 30 once, right? Yeah, I think he only got that one time, if I remember. Yeah, that's the thing. Lautaro will start getting rotated more and more as the season goes on. Quite rightly, if we keep continuing in the Champions League progressing, we definitely need to keep him nice and fresh for those games. Paul Grant Jr., thank you very much, brother. You didn't even say anything, but really, really do appreciate that donation, brother. Really, really do. Yeah, make sure you leave a comment so I can pull it up in a minute. Oh, my slide's not loading up. Oh yeah, so let's get back to the slides anyway, guys. This was Lautaro's great finish, and yeah, Lautaro reaching, by the way, as well, 100 goals in Serie A, and then actually with the second goal, he reached 101 goals in Serie A. And I think the stat was, I didn't manage to get the screenshot of that. He's the first foreigner for Inter, or well, the third foreigner for Inter to do that since Nayes, and who was the other guy? I can't see it now. I need to get that up the. Who was it? Opta Paolo. It was Nayes and Icardi. There he is. Icardi. I always try to not say that guy. But yeah, fair play. So third foreign player able to score 100 goals in Serie A with Inter after Stefano Nayes, who was one of the guys from, the 1940s, I believe, Inter, 1940s, that era, and Icardi. So amazing. And then what else do we have? Players who have scored more than 20 goals in 3 consecutive Serie A in the last 65 years. Batistuta, Di Natale 4 times, wow. Cavani, Cristiano, and now Lautaro. Habit. That's an amazing stat. That shows that consistency as well of Lautaro now. 20 goals, 3 consecutive Serie A season. And look at the company he's with. Like, not even Vieira. I'm surprised Vieira wasn't able to do it. That's quite surprising. Or someone like Shevchenko, Inzaghi. Like, that shows. That shows you how difficult that is to do it 3 seasons in a row. Like, all timers like Del Piero, they're not there. Trezeguet, as I said, Inzaghi, Vieri. Look at that. That's really, 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 really good. That. Anything else from Opta Paolo? Let's have a look. Oh, there's an Inter one as well. Let's have a look what this one is as well. Since January 2023, so last year, Inter have won the joint most away games in the top 5 European leagues, 16, along with Manchester City. Yeah, so once again, it's hard not to be biased or be considered biased when saying these things, but I think we are a top 3 team in Europe at the moment. And yeah, some people say maybe the best, but I do want to give that credit at the moment with to Leverkusen, because they are unbeaten. He got 29 level on. Oh, it was 29. Yeah. That season where they had to like share it, right? They had to share it, the Capocannoniere. Or was that season? There was one season where you had to share it. I think it was like Luca Toni or something. Can't remember. But I remember him having to share the Capocannoniere like trophy with someone. Milan 1-0 up already. Looks like, yeah, Leao has scored. Fair enough. Yeah, it is what it is. Top 3, and we're not number 3, or whether we're 1 or 2, we'll see in the UCL. That's a good way to put it. Yeah. That's a way to put it. Moving on. Yeah, as I said, Alexis was good today. Let's see what kind of ratings some of the players have got, because again, we're not talking about like an amazing performance, but by Alexis standards this season, I thought he was pretty solid. Let's have a look. Alexis stats, 7.5 here. Poor pass accuracy. He did make a lot of mistakes today. He was kind of frustrating with that, but 2 chances created. Sorry about that. No, dip was completed. Only 1 out of 6 crosses, but 5 out of 6 long balls. He was taking the corners today as well, decent corners. He made a few like defensive recoveries as well, tackles. I remember he was in like really deep positions. 3 duels. Well, actually, the stats don't really back up what I'm trying to say, but I thought, if you watch the game, you'll see what I mean. He was actually pretty decent today, Alexis, and he got an assist as well. But yeah, this was one of those chances he made. Chipped the ball over to Mkhitaryan, who hits it, and it goes just wide. It would have been good to see Mkhitaryan scoring. But yeah, here's as you said, 4-0. It was a very, good performance. But on the other hand, I feel like it was a bit harsh on Atalanta. I think Lecce. What XG actually did they create, Lecce? 0.78. I thought it was maybe a little bit more, but Lecce did create chances, and like this was one of them. This diving header, Lautaro was completely beaten. I think Di Marco, Augusto, one of them completely forgot their man here who did a good diving header. I think it was Blan, their midfielder. Yeah, you can see Lautaro was completely beaten there, and they had more shots than us actually. Only 2 on target, but they did create some decent opportunities. Atalanta. Why do I keep saying Atalanta? Lecce. And this is the second goal. Here is Sanchez's assist. It was really good, actually. Very smart play here by Sanchez, because he kind of waited and waited. It was kind of like, I think a lot of players would have either passed it back to, I don't know, Mkhitaryan or tried to chip it to Lautaro, but he waited. Frattesi made a darting run towards the keeper, and he kind of, just poked it through to him. And Frattesi, who we know he needs to think about it, maybe making the transition to becoming a striker, because he really does have a proper striker instinct when he gets into the box. And a nice deserved goal for Frattesi. Very, very happy for Frattesi. Hey, Kirby. Good to see you, bro. Hope you are doing well. Lautaro made me feel so nervous Lautaro today, clean sheet, so fair play to him. But he wasn't really too busy. I mean, how many saves did he have to make, Lautaro, today? 1 diving save, 2 saves inside the box, and then one we have to give acted as a sweeper. I like the stat that they've added this for move. I've never seen this, but there was one moment where Atlanta. Why do I keep saying Atalanta? Why? Lecce did a long ball behind us, and Lautaro came out really far from his box to just kick it out. He did well. But there was some shaky moments. But this is his first start in the league, and the only other start he had was in the Coppa Italia, if I remember correctly. So there is. I was expecting some shakiness from Lautaro. Maybe he was coming out more often than he should be out of his box. I think he was. He's feeling himself as a bit of a Onana, but you can tell he's quite comfortable on the ball, which I'm surprised about. I never really saw that side of him at Sampdoria. But there was a few shaky moments from him. As you can see, 10 out of 25 completed long balls. But overall, he wasn't too bad. 4 throws, 7 recoveries. Not steady, but got the job done. Continuing on. Oh, sorry about the screenshot here. I got it off a GIF, so it's very blurry. But Frattesi is doing what Pinamonti wishes. Yeah, much better striker than Pinamonti, to be honest. This was a fantastic counter-attack, and this is, Frattesi just shines in this. As soon as he's got some space to run into, the power that he has in his legs, that there's not many midfielders that keep up with him. Like, if he gets on the wrong side of you and just starts running, boom, he's just a powerhouse. And as I said here, lovely cross assist to Lautaro, who slides in to finish it for his second goal. But I think this was, in my opinion, Frattesi's best, most complete performance since he's been at Inter. And speaking to you right now, he is my man of the match, to be honest. I know Lautaro's been given it here, but I want to give it to Frattesi today. You guys let me know. Do you agree with me? And yes, whilst you're here also, please don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Thank you, Mattia, as always. So let's have a look at Frattesi's stats. I'm going to guess his passing percentage. I've not looked at this, so I'm doing this off. I'm guessing he has 72% pass accuracy. So let's see if I'm right. Ooh, not too far, 73. So again, not too impressive in terms of that, still making too many mistakes, more than he should be. But 1 goal, 1 assist, 1 chance created, 43 touches. I know it says 0 out of 2 crosses, but actually 2 crosses were actually kind of decent. 1 out of 1 tackle, 4 defensive actions, 2 recoveries. Just surprisingly only got involved in 1 duel. That's quite surprising, because he usually gets involved in a lot of that. But for me, I like this performance. Even if he didn't score or assist today, I liked his performance today. Let's see Mkhitaryan in terms of passing accuracy. You see the difference here again. Again, Mkhitaryan wasn't great today, to be honest. Mkhitaryan wasn't very good, which of course he's probably tired. Poor guy gets used so much. But you see, just passing, pass selection, safety, technical security, we're still not quite there. And we're not saying like, I'm not saying, you know, Frattesi needs to turn into like Toni Kroos or something and Modric, but you just, this is players have characteristics, and these are Frattesi's characteristics. But and I'm sure this is what Inzaghi is also working on. He just needs to work on some little aspects of his game. But I saw steps forward made from Frattesi today. Mattia says Lautaro deserves it, but I would love to give man of the match to a substitute. Oh, okay, that's interesting. Nah, he's not starting, bro. Unless you were saying that, you know, Hakan, I don't know, people were saying that Hakan's injury was more serious, which I still don't think is true. But like, let's say it's a real emergency situation. I reckon, I don't know, I can see Inzaghi, but he doesn't really do it. Conte used to do it, as I said. Barella used to play CDM for Conte, but Inzaghi doesn't seem to do it much. But I could see Inzaghi kind of being really risk averse and starting Barella at CDM if needs be, and then Frattesi, rather than starting Aslani in a away, you know, Atletico Madrid tie, which, you know, I'm not too against, to be honest. I think Mickey got a yellow on purpose to rest. Oh, does that mean he's suspended next game? Oh, that's good. I hope he did that on purpose because he needs it, man. He needs it. And Inzaghi needs to think about it a bit more. Like, he clearly doesn't see Frattesi as a left centre mid, but I wouldn't mind seeing Frattesi tried as well, like as part of his growing phase and being tested out in different positions. I wouldn't mind Frattesi also being played left centre mid. Hey, I'm Lou. Hope you're doing well, brother. Hope you're doing well. He's also actually, yeah, Amit, follow my boy on YouTube now as well, because he always used to be only on Twitch, but he's on YouTube as well now. So make sure you follow him up. Unfortunately, he's a Liverpool fan, but you got to support my boys out here. And this is the third goal. Fourth goal. Vrij wrapping up the game. Great corner from Di Marco, whipping the ball in. And Vrij deserved goal, by the way. I mean, we're talking about man of the match shouts. I think Vrij is also up there. Really good performance. I don't think he had a, you know, difficult client to deal with. Piccoli, you know, he's on loan from Atalanta. Oh, wow, he's 23 already. Not even young anymore, really. But not really a hard, tough nut to deal with for him, but was a solid performance from Vrij today, and I'm happy he got a goal. You look at that, 94 pass accuracy, 2 out of 2 long balls, 2 out of 2 tackles, 3 clearances, 7 defensive actions, 6 recoveries. Good game from Vrij overall. Deserved goal from him. And to be honest, what was I going to say? Yeah, he deserves some praise, you know, stepping in for Acerbi recently with his injury. Yeah, really, really reliable guy, Stefan Vrij. Really, really reliable. Substitute-wise, yeah, I mean, they all did a job. Decent job. Look, actually, Akinson Miro's stats. Yeah, solid. He won like, what, 3 or 4 fouls when he came on as well. Yeah, 3 out of 4 ground duels, was fouled 3 times. 13 touches, 7 out of 8 passes. I like his little cameo. I hope. I mean, yeah, you guys know with Inzaghi, probably we're not going to see much of him, but I hope we see more of Akinson Miro. I thought he had a pretty good cameo. Arnautovic also had a decent shot on goal that was saved well by the goalkeeper. Deflected shot, but apart from that, not too much to speak about. Yeah, Barella had a good cameo, but actually Dumfries should have had a goal. Barella whipped a beautiful ball into to Dumfries, completely free header, and he completely missed the goal. Barella should have had an assist. And this one here, Frattesi again. Frattesi was this was around the 80th minute. He asked for a substitution because he was like feeling his muscles. Obviously, maybe he had a bit of an injury. Around the 70th minute, he got substituted at the 76th minute. But then he still managed to make this sprint, get this cross in, and then somehow we didn't score from this. So yeah, today, like, even though we won 4-0. It could have been worse for Lecce, even though our XG really it was only 2.8 the XG, but this chance probably doesn't even count in the XG because it wasn't a shot on goal. It was more of a cross. But there were chances like that Dumfries header and this opportunity where you're thinking like, how the hell did we not score from here? Let's continue on. I think what else have I got left in terms of screenshot? Oh yeah, another stat talking about Lautaro's record in Serie A. So it shows just the progression that he's on. And then we always talk about strikers peak later in their careers. Started off with 6 goals first season under Spalletti, then under Conte 14 and 17 as the the Robin to Lukaku's Batman, and then from the 21-22 season starting becoming the main man, 21 goals, then last season again 21 goals, and now he's already on 22 goals, 13 games left. Lautaro Martinez, he just, as I say, needs to do it on that international stage and Champions League stage to finally get that that recognition. The Vrij, like it is 2020, he's kind of throwing it back because when we renewed him, I remember when we renewed him at the end of last season, I was like, because he was quite expensive in terms of a backup guy he earns like 3.2 million net or something like that. So really, you can't find like a like a B-Sec guy somewhere out there else a bit cheaper. But at the end of the day, this he's stepped up this season. He really has. De Vrij having a way better season than last year, and agree. Akisemi should start the game against Frosinone in May. Yeah, definitely. Those last few games in May, I want to see Stankovic. I want to see Akin Sanmiro. I want to see Kamate. I want to see Odaho. I want to see 3 or 4 at least Primavera players in that. I want to see Buchanan. I want to see, I want to see a full rotation in those May games if we get the second star wrapped up. I know, Mattia, I know. But at the same time, again, this is always a tricky topic because we all hate Lukaku for that Champions League final. But Mattia, if we're talking, if it was Lautaro from this season in that Champions League final, I'm not going to say anything else because I know the big fault of that game does lie with Lakaka and what he did after he came on. But Dzeko and Lautaro, they had 70 minutes, 65 minutes before Lukaku came on. What did they do with that time on the pitch? So to me, as I always say, I know the headlines and the moments are always much more famous and they stick in our mind. And what if he didn't do this? What if he didn't do that? But at the same time, you have the ineffectiveness of a guy is also just as bad as a real bad miss to me, because you've also been, that ineffectiveness has led to nothing being created, rather than something was created and then there was an awful miss. And again, I'm not saying that we should blame Lautaro over Lukaku, but I'm saying the Europa League final, again, Lukaku was to blame for that, but Lukaku stepped up for the penalty, the first one, scored it, and then stupidly scored the own goal. But in all of that, Lautaro was playing that game. What was Lautaro doing in that Europa League final? So that's all I'm saying. But at the same time, this is the journey that we've been on with Lautaro. Like, we waited for Lautaro, and this season is like he's come to that. We've been waiting Lautaro to reach the stage for a long time, and he's got that. And I have faith. Like, I want him to go now, play against Atleti, get us to those semi-finals and finals, and have that faith in Lautaro to you can do it for us in these big finals. Pai Balotelli, balancing work, Interstream, Marius. No, I need to do better. Pai Balotelli. But work has been kicking my ass. I think, I probably could do better because I could be more efficient or maybe I could create content whilst I'm away. Like, when I was away last week in Salzburg in Austria, maybe I could have created more content whilst I was out there. But I do appreciate that. That is what I have to juggle at the moment. But I could do better. But it's hard sometimes. Like mentally, sometimes you're just tired, and physically. Yeah, but we're already there, Mattia. We're already at that sticking point anyway. Now he's already asking for that Osimhen money. So that sticky point, we're already there. Maybe it'll get him to that stage where he wants even more money. He wants more than 10 million. So I know what you mean, but so let me ask this to you, Mattia. Would you rather Lautaro just flop another final if we get to a Champions League final rather than, getting that worldwide recognition and wanting that money? I would rather just, go broke renewing him, giving all the money he wants if we can land us those moments. I still see Lautaro versus Edison when I close my eye at night. Yeah, exactly. Like, that moment is big. I know that, obviously, as I keep saying, I know those Lukaku moments are more infuriating and more famous and funny, not to us, but to other fans. But Lautaro versus Edison and Lautaro, the general play, that game could have been better. But again, I'm not blaming him or anything. It's a team game. And again, I don't even blame Lukaku for that. I blame, we just couldn't take our chances. And then it was just written in the stars, Edison somehow making those saves, and Gosens almost scored in the last, it's a team game. I never like to think, yeah, no, actually it's Lukaku. It's Lukaku's fault. Why am I kidding? It's Lukaku's fault. And we're enjoying that downfall now at Roma. That's the real reason I gave the tip, so we can show why it is a proper revenue stream for the lads. Appreciate you, Paul. Appreciate you, bro. 3 straight goals in local finals. Yeah, of course. Coppa Italia finals and Supercoppa. We love him for that. Yeah, this Lautaro's played UCL final, Europa League final, World Cup final, Copa America final, Super Cup final. He has the experience now. Yeah. And if I'm right, I don't think he scored in any of those finals, has he? I mean, obviously, there's a Super Cup for us. He has. Or I think you mean did you mean like the Italian versus Argentina, that Super Copa thing they played? But yeah, I don't think he scored in any of those games that you mentioned there, is a Shakir. But again, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not blaming him. I'm saying that's part of that growing process, which I think he's there now. Like, I think if you put him in a World Cup final today, Copa America final today, a Champions League final today, I think he's going to step up now. Yeah. No, it's always, so we'll always enjoy that Lukaku slander. But I just like to provide a bit of, balance to the argument. But, we just can't. He missed another penalty the other day, Lukaku, in the Europa League, which was funny. He scored in the Copa America penalty kick. Oh, yeah, because that went to penalties, right? Was it? I don't remember now. The Copa America. No, it was Argentina, Brazil. What was the score? Sorry, I need to look it up because otherwise it's going to bug me, because I like to know these things. What was the score? Oh, no, it was scored. Oh, yeah, Di Maria, of course. Di Maria scored. Di Maria. Now, they're talking about big game goals. Di Maria, his catalog of big game goals and performances. That's all-timer. But yeah, so it was Di Maria, 1-0. Yeah. But yeah, let's finish up, guys. So give me your man of the match. As I said, for me, I'm going for Frattesi. But yeah, could be easily Lautaro. But generally, good performances all around. Good performance from Dumfries as well. He should have scored, but I hope he starts against Atletico. I think Darmian's time as right wing back is over now. I don't know if you saw the rumors as well. Now it's like, we were making fun of him but Dumfries, originally asked for like 5.5 million. He wants Bastoni money for the renewal. But apparently now his entourage, and obviously coming from him, I think Inter said they would push up to 4 million max. And apparently they're willing to now sit back down at the table and, lower their demands. Which I don't know. Again, I still think, because we probably don't have to sell again this summer, like last summer. But if you want to change the team and like bring in players, you need to sell someone so you can spend money, if you know what I mean. So that if you can get a 25-30 million for Dumfries, he still is my preferred option to sell. But if he has lowered his demands, he's not my favorite player. But again, I always appreciate his spirit and his leadership and his mentality. Dumfries, I do appreciate him in all those kind of aspects. I'm not really that against him staying. And again, renewals are always, yes, obviously it's going to cost us more, but renewals can always save you more money than going out and buying a guy and trying to develop him, or take that risk when a guy like Denzel now will be coming up to his third season in Italy. Still doesn't look like he speaks Italian properly, but he does the job for you. King Dorian is going for the Vrij man of the match. Yeah, as I said, I don't mind that. Either Frattesi, De Vrij, Martinez, those are my top three. But also, I don't mind if someone's going to say Sanchez, or even Aslani. I liked Aslani's match today. So actually, quick look, Aslani's stats: 95 pass accuracy, which is good, really good actually. 1 out of 1 successful dribble, 3 out of 4 accurate long balls, 1 out of 1 tackles, 3 defensive action, 2 recoveries, 5 duels, 1. Yeah, good performance from Aslani. If anything, the squad needs to be a little bit bigger next season, more matches. Yeah, next season we have to start thinking about that new format, Champions League format, which is more games anyway. And then we play more games because we're part of the Club World Cup. Which means, yeah. So definitely the squad probably doesn't mean a bigger squad, but in terms of the whole squad, it needs to be used in a way. You can probably, still need 25 players, but now it's probably you use realistically 15, 16 players are the real core of the team. But next year, yeah, you probably need to have 20, 21 players that you can really, rely on and use regularly and rotate. The fact that Marotta said they wanted Lukaku, Thuram, Lautaro means together we should have the budget to pay a top player salary. Well, no, that was because that was the thing, Shakir. So it was, the original plan was, spending big on the striker, having Thuram, having Lautaro, but then the budget for Pavard, then it would have been, those rumors of maybe, or those like kind of cheaper centre-back rumors that they were talking about, like, Rafael Toloi, like, there were those rumors, like people forget, like there was those rumors of like cheaper defenders. So it was that game of they had committed to getting Lukaku, which, yeah, definitely now, like that's the funny thing, Marotta, Ozilio, they got praise, but if Lukaku wasn't an idiot, we would have ended up with Lukaku paying Chelsea 30 million and that hefty salary for Lukaku, and then not have Benji Pavard. I don't know who we would have had at the back. I mean, that still is a good lineup, a good front, trio to have. But then that chemistry between Lautaro and Thuram definitely wouldn't have been built. And then, of course, now we also know that probably, it was best not to have someone like Lukaku in the dressing room. But that's, that's a bit of luck that happens in the transfer market when you make it a decision and then the player ruins that potential deal, but then you end up doing better. And I'm happy that's how things worked out, because after Skriniar, we did need to spend big on that right centre back position. So yeah, in a way, Lukaku saved us. But yeah, guys, that is it from me today. 1 hour and 11 minutes. Hope you guys enjoyed that stream. Leave a thumbs up, please. Really enjoyed coming back with you guys. It's been a couple of weeks overdue, but this Inter team just keeps going on. And yeah, regular. Well, actually, I'm saying that, but once again, on Wednesday, I have to travel to work because my head office is like 2 hours away from me, and then I have to stay the night when I go to work. So Wednesday night, I don't know if I'll be able to do this post-match after the Atalanta game, but there will be a preview Atalanta preview. Post-match will probably be like, from my hotel room. But then, yeah, weekend and everything, then we'll be back to normal scheduling. But thank you everyone that came through and from Twitter as well. Appreciate you guys coming through. Anthony's going live, so yeah, hop on to Anthony's stream. Ciao ragazzi, Forza Inter, jump on into Worldwide. Second star mission continues. La capolista se ne va.